Greetings and welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, to episode 296 of the Words About Games podcast, a weekly news, culture, and gaming discussion podcast for Words About Games. I'm your host, Amy K. Alexander, joined this week by Daffy Moody.
Hello, everybody. It's Monday. You know what that means.
It is Monday. Well, Sunday, but you know. How are you?
I'm not bad. Not bad at all. I'm free. I'm free, Amy.
Uh-oh.
Freedom feels good.
I mean, free from what?
Of my partner.
Oh, okay.
She's gone.
Do you want to make it sound a little bit less creepy?
She's gone home to see her family.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad that's what happened.
Moody's happy that he's dumped his partner. No, she's gone home to go and see her family. Awesome. And I still haven't gone with her yet. We're taking our time. 11-year relationship, taking our sweet ass time. We're taking our time. Yeah, but no, she's away the next 2 weeks, so I get the bed to myself, Amy.
Get starfish.
I'm going to spread out so much in that bed. I'm going to spread out like a starfish. That's what I was meaning. Your look made it wrong. For weird reason.
I was just rebooting my brain. I don't know what we were talking about. So how are you?
You've already asked me that.
Oh, did I? Oh.
That starfish, me spread it out, literally broke your brain to ask the same question twice.
That's what happens. I lost all my unsaved data.
We reinstalled her last saved data. Oh no.
How am I, Moody? I'm one boss fight away from beating Elden Ring.
Oh fucking hell! Finally. Oh bloody hell!
I know, right? Imagine a game.
I'm going to be interested to see which one we're going to review first: Pokemon Legends Arceus or Elden Ring.
Oh, I've got to talk about Pokemon.
I'm going to have to sit down and listen to you talk about Elden Ring for about an hour. So
I'll just do my own video.
Sounds good. I'll do my own video for Pokemon Legends Arceus then.
I don't mind talking Pokemon with you. We can do that sometime this week, I think. Now that you're free, I'm assuming you've got some time on your hands.
I'll think about it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Things to do. You know I'm free.
What are these things, really? What are we doing? What are we doing with that freedom?
Lays in bed.
Nice. I approve.
I approve as well. Yeah.
Big fan. Big fan of those plans.
Big fan, yeah. Big fan. Big fan.
I'm going to beat this boss tonight, I hope. And then I think I'm just going to go and lie down for a few days.
I'm going to lie down for a while.
There's been some moments, I'm not going to lie.
There's always moments.
Whew, it's been some bosses. We're gonna talk about a big spoiler discussion, and I'm just gonna be like, what the fuck were they thinking when they did? And then talk about the thing that they did, which I'm not gonna do here because people listen to this podcast who aren't as far through the game as me, Moody. Alfie keeps getting stuck on a boss, and then I'll say, because I could do with a break from high risk, high intensity in-game content. I'll go, do you want to summon me and I can help you? And then she goes, okay, we'll do it later. And then I'll get a text off her, I did it. I guess you didn't need me then.
That's right.
Which is good. Which is good. I'm enjoying her, enjoying it.
I didn't expect that it'll be a game that Alfie would like.
Oh, she's loving it.
I know, which is fantastic to hear.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it because, open world games and stuff, but...
No, I always thought you would love it.
I thought I was gonna love it despite the in spite of the open world, not because of the open world.
Actually, yeah.
And then
not gonna lie, yeah.
Plot twist. The open world's my favorite part. Some of the other stuff you could have done with another pass, guys. Could have done with another pass from Soft. We'll talk about all that. I just want to be done now, though. Like, it's been like 70 plus hours, and like even that much of a game that I'm really loving. It's like you get to a certain point where you're like, okay, I'm ready for this experience to end now. Let's just end it now. And then we can both just go our separate ways. I'll do a video, and then we'll do this, and then that's it. It's good. It's all good. And then like, I got to the last boss thing just before like an hour ago, before we started recording, and I was like, I could finish this by the time we record the podcast. And then I got into it, and I was like, two attempts at the final boss. Now I'm not going to finish this by the time we get through the podcast.
Oh, bless.
Like the scene in Terminator 2, you know, where she's like dreaming and the nuclear explosion happens and she's holding onto the fence. That's me doing the final boss of Elden Ring.
her shooting with the shotgun, and then you just run out of one bullet at the end.
I have cheesed this game quite spectacularly, though. Like, on some parts, like I've come up with, so I haven't come up with. I have found out about certain ways you can do things in this game, and certain abilities that you can, let's go with, abuse. And I was like,
is that the word you really want to bring up? With how I started the podcast?
And I was like, I'm gonna save these. This is like a break glass in case of emergency type situation. And then I got to a point where I was like, okay, time to break the glass. Infinite laser beam.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, well, not infinite, but long enough. Basically turned into Goku for a couple of fights. Kamehameha!
Cool.
There's one boss.
That's what you want to hear?
There was one boss, and I can't wait to tell all these stories like properly on like a long spoiler discussion. But there's one boss that didn't even finish its open monologue before I melted it into its second phase. The cutscene started.
Sweet.
I was quite proud of myself with that one.
Awesome.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself after this. Other games exist, but like, what do you play after you've played a game you really, really love?
You go and find another game that you can really, really love.
But like, you play a game and it's like, okay, this game is amazing, right? Totally in love with this game. I feel like anything I pick up next, it's like a rebound game. It's just like anything I pick up next is gonna pale in comparison.
I think if you go through a small game, I think you'd be all right. I think if you went from to another open world game, I think you'd be like, it's not Elden Ring. Elden Ring.
Where's the Elden Ring? Just walking around,
where's the Elden Ring?
Going up to all the NPCs being like, excuse me, where's the Elden Ring? I'm looking for the Elden Ring.
Yeah, because like, seriously, I think, sadly, Elden Ring's ruined Horizon Forbidden West for you.
Maybe
I think
not.
You'll eventually play it, and I think you'll say you enjoyed it, but you'll also be like, there's a lot of things that are wrong with this open world that's just very meh compared to what Elden Ring is. And all like that. And there's nothing wrong with it at the same time. Like, you're allowed to enjoy a certain type of aspect of an open world.
Yeah.
And I think F1 says amazing things about Elden Ring. Especially as it's their first real forte into proper open world, basically.
Yeah, I'm loving the fact that like they nailed the open world.
To what I hear, this is the first open world that everyone's saying this is amazing. since Witcher 3.
Yeah, I'd say that. Breath of the Wild 2 as well.
Mm.
I mean, it has the same score on as Elden Ring. So I was like, but those two.
Yeah, I can't comment on Breath of the Wild. So.
Oh no, I'm just talking about it from the way people are talking about it. Like my opinions of Breath of the Wild were not
very
in
positive,
line.
I heard.
Not completely in line with everybody else's.
Gaming goes against the grain. What a surprise!
Hey, what the fuck, man?
You like what you like. Like I said.
What I like. I know what I like, and I'm very just like at a point where I'm just like, I know what I like.
So leave me the fuck alone.
So get away from me.
I ain't bugging you, so don't bug me.
Get that fucking Battlefield Call of Duty shit out my face. Let me drive around. Let me drive around in the 1990s in a mail truck, delivering mail instead.
That was a good game.
That was a good game.
It was a very good game.
I tell you what, I'm definitely not ready to play after Elden Ring, and like, it's no shade on the game, but Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise Origin, whatever, I can't remember the sequence of words in that title. I'm just like, you want me to play another one of these?
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's coming out at the wrong time, really. It really is. They should if they were smart, I would say you push this at least 3 months away from Elden Ring. Get it out of the way. By the time 3 months have passed, hopefully people will probably start to die down by it.
Hey, maybe it's.
But right now you're in the right now you're in the true renaissance when it comes to Elden Ring.
But yeah, like I need something like chill. I need that. I need to find a game like Lake. That's it. We solved the conundrum. I just need to find a super chill, relaxing game to like.
It's a shame you played that. And already you reviewed that game already.
There'll be more. There's always chill games. I'll find something.
Yeah. Tunic out next week.
Yeah, super chill.
It could be some kind of chill. Define the chill.
I think video games are getting harder.
Oh, yes.
I don't think it's an age thing. Like, everybody's going to make the joke, oh, you mean you're just getting older? I mean, I am getting older, yes, but I think video games are getting harder again. Because I'm just realizing as I'm thinking through the games that are out and the games that are coming out, it's like, there's a lot of games I would describe as challenging.
But you know what the gamer take is, Amy? It's just get good.
Just get good, I did.
It's get good.
I did.
That's all it is. Just get good.
I'm like the FromSoftware fanboy's worst nightmare, because I did get good, and I'll still sit here and say, like, should I have an easy mode, though? And they'd be like, well, you just need to get good. And then I'll just be like, bring up my trophy lists and my achievement lists and just go, I fucking did.
I did, motherfuckers. Fuck you.
I could get the platinum trophy in Bloodborne if I'd been bothered.
Get yourself in the sea, then get back out of it, get a wheelie bin and jump back in with the wheelie bin.
Wow. Jump back in with the wheelie bin.
Yeah, jump into the wheelie bin.
Into the wheelie bin. Sea. And then jump into the sea. So, like, you'd have to jump into the wheelie bin, seal the lid, so like you could do that thing they do in cartoons, you know, it jumps against the lid and the whole thing bounces.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could do that, yeah.
Yeah?
Let's do that.
And then
terrible takes. That's what everyone who brings up a terrible take should do.
I'm sick of terrible takes. I'm sick of the discourse. I'm sick of everybody arguing with each other all of the time when it's just like, I just want to talk about infinite laser beams and
And Amy, you should be allowed to say that.
I mean, I'm not allowed to say that. It's just, you know, it's like
without the crappy discourse around.
It's like the swirling vortex around me, and I'm just sitting here and going, look, I've got a little jellyfish friend.
A giant laser beam.
I could be a Super Saiyan. It's the best Dragon Ball Z game I've ever played.
Oh God! Don't bring that fandom up for us. No.
I'm going to tweet that later.
That's a fandom we do not want.
I'm going to tweet it exactly like this. Like, me and Daff and Moody both agree that Elden Ring It's the
Don't
best.
Put me into
it's
this.
the best Dragon Ball Z game ever.
I will close my account.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna clip something of me just doing the laser, and then I'm gonna tweet it.
Nope.
I'm bringing everyone after us.
Nope.
I'm sure I could loop in a few more fandoms. I've got 240 characters.
Nope. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Be fun though.
Do not choose chaos.
I can't help it.
Well, don't, please. Well, choose it for yourself. Don't bring me into it.
But
keep me out of it.
I thought we were a team.
I ain't helping you.
Wind people
in chaos?
No, you just wind me up. And then I take it out on Dragon Ball Z fans.
Well, take it out on them. Don't bring me into it.
Calm as a bitch. This is the Words of Our Games podcast. It's a great segue.
I'm not winding you up.
Not right now. You can get the video podcast on youtube.com/wordsofgames.uk or the audio version on a variety of platforms, including Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and more. There are timestamps in the description wherever you choose to get your podcast, so you can skip around in the discussion, see what we talked about this week. You can listen to the whole thing backwards if you want. We don't mind. We're just happy that you're here. Lastly, if you want to hang out with us while we play some games, head over to Twitter. Nope, I thought I could keep my voice going until the end of that sentence. Didn't quite make it. You can head over to twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames and hang out with us while we play some games. It's very cozy, very chill. We like to keep things calm on the Twitch channel. Not like the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we're crazy though.
We're crazy. This is where we're just like angry and excitable, and it's like we stopped taking our ADHD medication and had like an entire packet of sugar all at the same time.
I'm still waiting for mine, so
well, there you go then.
If you want to share, I'll take some. Please, madam, can I have some more?
Can I have some more? The UK health system is broken. Should we do some news?
I don't want to.
All right, we'll try that again. Should we do some news?
I don't want it. I'm
right.
still going to say the same thing.
Third time's the charm. Shall we do some news?
Fuck no.
All right, I guess we're done.
Good. Games out this week.
297 weeks of podcast has been cancelled. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not going through the stress of finding another new co-host. I can't be bothered.
Cool. Time to go spread out in the bed. Bye.
Sure. Peace. Shall we do some news?
I ain't answering that.
Oh, good. I'll take that as a yes.
Just start already. I ain't gonna answer it.
It's supposed to be a back and forth.
I
can't help it if you don't give me the fourth.
I'm giving you a back.
It's what she said. Oh, that was a bad. So that was a bad segue. That was a bad segue.
That was you, not me. That was you.
Whoops.
Oh. Yes, let's do some news.
Thank you. God, honestly, men. 8 more women allege sexual harassment and discrimination at PlayStation maker Sony. This is from Nicole Carpenter over at Polygon, who writes, 8 former and current Sony Interactive Entertainment employees have accused the PlayStation maker of sexism, according to court documents filed Tuesday. Axios first reported the filings. Former security analyst Emma Major filed a lawsuit against Sony for gender discrimination and wrongful termination in November 2021. Major is seeking class action status to include other employees impacted by sexism at the company. Sony filed to dismiss the complaint, citing a lack of specifics that prove, quote, widespread internal discrimination, end quote. On Tuesday, Major's lawyer filed statements of support from 7 former PlayStation workers and 1 current employee. These women provided written statements of support detailing instances of sexism at the company and across multiple offices in the United States. The allegations described in these documents range from devaluing women's ideas and discrimination toward mothers to sexual harassment and systemic struggles for women to get promoted. Stephen Noel Ilg, I think, Micho's lawyer, said in an adjacent statement that several other women feared retaliation from Sony and, quote, were too scared to speak up about what had occurred at the company, end quote. Marie Harrington, a former Sony Interactive senior director, left Sony in 2019 due to, quote, systemic sexism against females, end quote, which she reported throughout her career and outlined in 9 pages filed Tuesday. She pointed out instances where women were undervalued against men in, quote, calibration sessions, end quote, where leadership highlighted high performers at the company. In April 2019, Harrington said that 70 workers were being reviewed during a calibration session and only 4 were women. She also flagged an instance when she reported a man's bullying behavior to his manager, quote, can we address this before PlayStation has its own national news article, end quote, she wrote in an email attached to the filing. Harrington also said men at Sony would rank female employees by their, quote, hotness, end quote, and pass around, quote, filthy jokes and images of women, end quote. She also described an instance where an engineer asked her not to wear skirts to work, quote, because it was distracting him, end quote, and alleged that male engineers went to strip clubs during lunch and shared porn. In another incident, Harrington says she requested a private lactation room for having twins in 2005. She was required to use, quote, a storage room with a broken lock directly off the entrance lobby, end quote. Harrington wrote that she stopped breastfeeding early, quote, because it was not sustainable under these conditions, end quote. Other women provided similar examples in their statements. One former employee said she worked directly with 4 other women in her 5 years at Sony in the San Mateo and San Francisco offices. All of these women ended up leaving the company, quote, for similar reasons relating to sexual discrimination, sexual harassment, and not being able to earn a promotion, end quote. She described instances where men made comments about women not understanding technology, excuse me, and another time where a senior manager attempted to, quote, grab her breast, end quote, at an off-site work event. Another former employee described a similar incident at a work event with alcohol, quote, a male senior manager was getting inappropriately close to me. He hugged me and whispered in my ear. I left and went to the bathroom and told some female co-workers. Soon after that, I transferred departments, end quote. I scrolled down too far. Another former employee, Cara Johnson, who left in 2021, wrote a statement to leadership in Sony's Women at PlayStation group at Women at PS, wherein she said at least 10 women left Sony's Rancho Bernardo office in 4 months. Quote, there was a certain amount of attrition after PS5 launch was expected. The disproportionate number of women leaving has alarmed leadership, end quote. One woman called out a third-party investigation at Sony that uncovered, quote, a great imbalance in terms of employee distribution, end quote, on her team.
Well, apparently, Sony, it was all bullshit. What you said, 2 weeks ago, last week, whatever it was.
Last week. No, it wasn't last week because it was 2 weeks ago.
There was widespread. There was not enough facts.
What is it? Yeah, they
not
said
enough evidence.
You can't
not
prove
enough
it.
This.
Oops.
Yeah. Well, how many? 9 people basically.
9 people.
Former one still there. Basically, he's just said,
sorry,
wrong again.
And the people who fear retaliation because everybody fears retaliation. It's the games industry, and apparently that's just the thing that the games industry will do.
Yeah, sadly, it's the shitfest when it comes to the games industry. Like the games industry is like a really it's a terrible cesspool of shit. But at the same time, we love it at the same time for the games and the developers, what they do for their amazing work and everything.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to the publishers and the higher ups companies and everything like that, it is nothing but privileged pain in the asses who think they are above all of this, and it's disgusting, and they need to be stamped out. Get pulled out of their roles, get out of the industry altogether, and just leave and just never return. This is a disgusting thing. No woman, man, or any gender whatsoever, male, female, non-binary, however you identify yourself, should never have to go through any of this whatsoever. But it's even worse for women, sadly. For me, I will probably never have to go through any of this, but sadly for women, they do. for some weird reason, you all look down upon for some weird reason when you. I've said this, I think, a while ago when this came out for another place, but like women are some of the amazing people in the world. They bear your child, they bear children, they go through so much, and they just want to do a job, work in the industry you want to work in, get equal opportunities to get promoted, equal pay and everything. It's disgusting when you hear all these things, and Sony do better. Like, to all of them, do better.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we did talk about it a couple of weeks ago when PlayStation tried to have the suit dismissed. I believe there were 3 key points. Was one, you can't prove it. I bet you they can.
Hell yeah.
Number 2 being like, what was the part of the statement that I got caught up on one part of the statement where they were like, they basically said it was like, sorry. I'm paraphrasing here. It's not a direct quote, but it was basically something along the lines of, you're just describing things that are just general in the workplace. And I was like, you want to call this general in the workplace and then say there's going to be no evidence? And finally, I think we concluded we know what's going to come next. And here we are.
Yeah, I think we said it.
Yeah.
I think we actually said it. So, yeah,
we know what's coming next. Like,
we knew it.
Like, because PlayStation...
when they... Go on, sorry, my apologies.
PlayStation or Sony or both, seem to be thought they were the exception to the rule, where it's like, well, one person has come out and talked about their experiences of sexual harassment and sexual discrimination in the workplace. But I'm sure it's not going to be like all of the other times that this has happened in the last few years. Like, there won't be any more. Like, it's not like we fostered a toxic work environment for marginalized people. Like, guess what, Sony? You did. Like, yeah. And here we are again. And, yeah, fuck them. Fuck the people who have created this environment. And the people who persist it. No, that's not the right word. Continue it. Allow it to thrive.
And the thing is, though, that statement from 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, basically, is, I won't lie, is basically the ladies who have come out and literally said, they went, fuck that. That statement basically spurred them on to go, no, I'm coming out now and we're gonna hold you account here, Sony, and you deserve to be held accountable here, Sony. No one should never be held. No one is above the law. No one is above any kind of shit whatsoever. You need to be called out for it, and hopefully this gets sorted, and Sony will do the right thing and get rid of the shit that's in there.
I will say, I'm less optimistic, but we've had that discussion as well.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like, there's hope. I always hope, but the pessimist in me is like, nah, it's not gonna happen whatsoever. We know this.
The cynic in me is being fed, quite well, in the past couple of years.
Yeah. I blame Amy. I won't lie.
I mean,
I was fine 2 years ago, and then all of this happened. And then I joined her, and she dragged me down to her with her.
You were just like walking through a field, just like, hey, video games are pretty great, aren't they? Wow, I really like playing video games.
And then I just got hit by a bus.
And then I just picked up, and I just went, yeah, but have you seen all this?
And I was like, and then she just ran in front of me and went,
not really.
No, don't you hide from this, boy.
We're going to look at this. Well, you're going to look at this. Anyway.
Yeah.
To be fair, you joined when I more or less fucking all kicked off the podcast. I felt the timing was
out of all the times I started, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's but I've said on multiple occasions, for this, we are, to what I can tell, we are only a handful of the ones who still talk about this shit. No one else talks about it. Everyone else just buries their heads in it, especially the big old podcasts that are out there. That's just how it is.
That's how it be. But we're still here.
Mm-hmm.
We still got this.
Mm-hmm. I hesitated there.
I just keep talking. I'm just gonna keep talking. That's what I do, right? I just ramble.
Yeah.
I'll just keep saying things, and someone might catch something I say eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually. Should we talk about the next thing now?
Yes. I got some words.
I know you do. I saw them when we chatted. It was the one thing we talked about the state of play in Messenger. So yeah, let's talk about PlayStation's 2022 March state of play. I've got I'm doing the same thing we've done for the last few directs and showcases and state of players, where I've got the full list. Thank you very much to Imran Khan over at Fanbyte. And I'm not going to read it all out, and we're just going to talk about things that we want to talk about from the state of play. And I'm just gonna mute my microphone and let Moody talk for a bit. Well, Moody, talk about the state of play that happened last week.
All right, Capcom, we got to talk here. You slimy, teasing motherfucker. Yes, I'm going full on rudeness here, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else. I can't believe you. You did it, Capcom. You cockblocked me so much.
I'm going to go pee while you do
You made me thought that we were actually getting a Dino Crisis, even though it would not have been the Dino Crisis that I was praying for. You son of a bitches. You even had a pink-haired, red-haired girl in there, and you literally cockblocked us all who have been screaming for a remake for Dino freaking Crisis. I just hope you've seen it. I just hope you saw the discourse that was happening. That game wasn't trending because of everyone's cheering for it. That game was trending because everyone wanted Dino Crisis. I can't believe you, Capcom. I can't believe you, Capcom. Wait a minute. I can freaking believe you, Capcom. You evil, evil, evil sons of bitches. I can't believe you did that to me. I was literally thinking, oh my god, they're doing Dino Crisis, but it's not what I wanted. And that's not even that. And then you had the girl in pink hair. You sons of bitches. I hate you all so much, Capcom.
We good?
I'll never be good until they give me what I want. But all I can hope is that, like I just rambled like crazy there for those 10 seconds you were gone. But I just hope that they notice that game was not trending. It was Dino Crisis that was trending, and I'm hoping that they will see that and think, maybe, just maybe,
should we do something?
Or sell the IP and give it to someone else. Give it to Microsoft. Microsoft will do something with it, I bet. Oh no. I'll take that back. I played Dino Crisis 3. No, forget about that. Give it to someone else. I don't care. It's just a piss take. It's a severe piss take. It really was.
Yeah. Although I will say by the end of that trailer, I was like, oh, and I hope this isn't Dino Crisis for Moody's sake. Because this is not what he wants. This is not the game he wants.
Yeah. When it first came out, I was literally like, oh god. And I saw dinosaurs, I was thinking, oh god, they are actually doing a Dino Crisis, but it's not what I want. So then I was just kind of praying that it wasn't. And they kind of give me what I wanted. It wasn't Dino Crisis, but the teasers though, the everything, it was just like, you got a pink red-haired girl in it.
Yeah. 100%.
And she just don't.
That had to be on purpose. That character.
Hell yeah. That's what kind of makes me think maybe they're actually doing one. Maybe. But again, I'm just... that's just me praying now. I'm on my knees praying to God. Please do it.
Please. Dino Crisis reboot. Reboot Dino Crisis.
In the RE engine, give me a fucking Dino Crisis remake. Just do it.
And then he'll shut up about it.
I will. I actually will.
It's fine. So how are you feeling a little bit better now that you got it out of your system? I'll take that as choking on his own words. Capcom!
Well, I got it out of my system bloody when I was texting back and forth with you, but
with my last breath, I spite thee.
I spit on thee.
the thing about this state of play was, apart from that really entertaining moment for me personally, like, I mean, look, no shade on the game. It doesn't. What I've seen doesn't look like something I would particularly interested in anyway. And I'm trying to do that thing where even though I'm a content creator and I review games, I'm trying to like not play games that don't look interesting to me. Like, it's a wild concept. But like, no shade on the game. Yeah, it doesn't look anything. But I just watched this state of play and I was like, okay, that was 20 minutes of my life. Like, I was watching my friend Luna. She was streaming Wind Waker. And I was like, cool, I'll be back in 20 minutes. I'm going to go and watch the state of play. And then I muted her thing, watched the state of play, went back to her stream, and then I was like, hey, I'm back. And she was like, how's the state of play? And I was like, I'm going to be honest, I don't even remember half of it. Like, it just kind of washed over me.
It wasn't a great state of play, there's no doubt about it. I think if these are the games you were wanting for and everything like that, I think it's a great sell for you and everything. Like, I've seen a couple of people like saying they enjoyed the state of play because they got what they wanted.
Great.
Which is fantastic, yeah. But like, take away the whole thing, like what I just said about Dino Crisis and everything like that. Like, it was a bit very lackluster. Like, and I can see why, like, they've held like some games, but like obviously the rumors of that Final Fantasy 16 is potentially possibly this year. That's probably an E3 round area when they maybe want to show it off, maybe. Or even heck, Square Enix will be like, no, we're going to do that ourselves, Sony. You may have got exclusivity, but piss the fuck off. They're going to
do a Final Fantasy. They're going to do a Final Fantasy show. Like, there's going to be a Square Enix. There's going to be like a Square Enix E3 thing, and because they got a lot of Final Fantasy stuff to talk about, like, this year, so they'll do their own Final Fantasy thing. They'll do an E3 show, and it'll just be predominantly Final Fantasy.
But they also, they were transparent about what this was. It was about all the Asian developers from Japan and all that they are working with or own or everything. Yeah, so it's like they were very transparent about what this is. So like, when I saw people saying, "Why didn't we see this, this, and this, and this?" I'll say, "Well, that's not made by a Japanese developer, man. So bugger, shut the fuck up."
I think you'll find Naughty Dog's based in America.
Yeah. Where's my Factions 2, motherfucker?
Where's Factions 2? Like, fucking shut up about Factions 2, man.
Yeah, that's dead, guys. They're thinking Last of Us Part 3 now.
What if
piss people off again?
What if we just waited for the cool single player Naughty Dog game instead of the multiplayer game? There was a lot here that wasn't really my kind of bag. Valkyrie Elysium and the other, it's right in front of you, Amy. The Dual Field Chronicle. It's like, cool, there's some JRPGs coming to PlayStation. I'm always down for some JRPGs, but then like you watch the trailers and it's like, so one of them's a strategy RPG and one of them's an action RPG. What else are they about? Not idea.
They also seem very samey.
I will follow them with interest.
I think the only biggest note was, which I think was already confirmed before it was revealed, that as the Forspoken's been pushed to October.
Yeah, there was a rumor or a leak or something, and then it was confirmed in a statement, and then Forspoken's coming out in October now. Someone was speculating that it had something to do with how bad the reception was to Babylon's Fall. Like, Square Enix didn't want to risk having two games come out right on top of each other that both might potentially perform badly. But then it was like, well, hang on a minute. Like, Forspoken actually looks pretty cool, but I don't know what's going on there. Like, I kind of disregarded that, but it got stuck in my brain like a spelk in my finger. So now it's out. It's gone. I've exercised it. Like, Forspoken looks cool, but like, I feel like I've seen that game a lot at a lot of these showcases and events and stuff, and where I'm at the point where I'm just like, cool, can I just have it in front of me with a controller in my hand so I can play it? Like, you've sold. I'm sold. You can stop selling.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, for me, it's Forspoken's just for some reason it's just not speaking to me at all, and I don't know what it is about that what's making me just go or something.
Like me and Horizon. Like, all right, I was talking to you about Horizon a few weeks before it launched, going, I just don't know. I'm just not like hyped for it. Like, and there's no particular reason for that. Like, I just wasn't really feeling excited for it.
They did show it a lot.
Yeah, that's true. But like,
they like they always like leading up to it was like dropping a new gameplay thing every freaking month or something, wasn't it? So
that's true. But yeah, it's like I feel like that might be the same thing for you in Forspoken, where it's just like, for whatever reason that you can't put your finger on, you're just not in, like, right now, and that's fair. Like I said, like it's just like I made the comment before. It's like I'm just trying to avoid games that don't really speak to me at the moment.
This was a showcase that was made for Japan more than anything.
Well,
I think if you were in Japan, I bet this was trending, and it was trending probably brilliantly for them. But for over here, like in the Western audience, I think a bit like people were a bit, for them, were let down by it, and it was like, well, I can see where that's coming from.
Yeah, there's nothing bad about it.
On who they're speaking to it.
Like, there's nothing bad about it. There's some cool stuff in there. And like I said, the 2 games you showed at the end, I'll be like, okay, saved those in my brain. Keep an eye out for them. But like, they didn't hype me. They didn't excite me. Like, which is like, that looks interesting. The thing that I took away from this the most is like Returnal getting a quarter mod. I was like, that looks cool. Like, that's a really cool idea. Like, I don't know about the roguelite thing where you go up the tower. I don't know what that's all about. I'm kind of like, I don't know if that's something I would do. But campaign co-op, like, that's cool. Like, if you ever get a PlayStation, like, if they ever start making PlayStation 5s again, like, and you get one, and we could play Returnal together.
Potentially.
Cool. Maybe. Like, I find someone to play it with me.
It all depends on what's around and what's to play. What's new to play and everything.
I'll make a retrospective about Returnal. It'll be about the co-op.
Yeah. Like, I was very surprised Returnal was there, because wasn't that Housemarque?
Yeah, well, Returnal.
Housemarque,
not a Japanese. It was. That's where I think the statement was. It's mostly going to focus on Japanese development teams, because Returnal was not Japanese developed game. I don't
like say Housemarque's Swedish.
Sure.
I think.
I don't even think Trek to Yomi. Like, I don't think Trek to Yomi is not a Japanese developed game either. Just
because it's samurais, though.
It's just say in Japan, which is fair enough.
Fair.
Yeah,
we'll
sure. Okay. You get a pass on that one, Sony, I suppose. You don't get a pass on your gender discrimination lawsuit, though. But, Stranger of Paradise got a new trailer. This demo. I briefly considered trying the demo to see if it was, like, better than the one I played, the one that I really didn't like. But then I was like, no, Elden Ring.
I think you're going to wait until you see the reviews for that.
Maybe. I don't know. I will play it at some point. It's a Final Fantasy game developed by the team that made Neo. Like, I love Neo. And Neo 2. So we'll see. Everything else is like just meh to me. I'm not a fighting game fan. Gundam Evolution. Okay.
I prefer to watch the animes of Gundam than play the games. Sorry.
We actually got time. It's not half time yet. So I'm going to move the next thing up. I'll move the next thing up. It's fine.
Okay.
Balance, Moody. Floor.
About time you learn it.
Damn, you learn it. Well, yeah, but you don't. What? You never wind me up. No, never.
I never said I never wind you up. Never said that, and I know I didn't.
20 minutes ago. I'm gonna rewind this podcast.
I never said I never wind you up.
I'm gonna check, and if you didn't say that, I will happily admit it next week on next week's podcast. If you did say that, I'm tweeting it.
You're already going to start a fight with Dragon Ball fans, so why not?
It's not a fight. I'm just going to make a joke, and they're going to take it the wrong way.
Okay.
But anyway, the bundle for Ukraine is now live on itch.io. Itch.io. This is from Ed Nightingale over at Eurogamer. He writes, the itch.io bundle for Ukraine is now live with almost 1,000 games included. Available for a minimum donation of $10. All proceeds will be split between 2 charities, International Medical Corps and Voices of Children. The former provides medical assistance in the region, while the latter is a Ukrainian organization that supports children coping with the horrors of war. Of course, you can always pay above the $10 million minimum.
10 million, eh? Wow.
Wow. Okay. You can always pay above the $10 minimum. At the time of writing, the bundle has reached over 50% of its $1 million target. There are 991 items in the bundle from 732 creators, including video games, tabletop RPGs, books, and more. Of those products, over 600 have never been available in a major bundle before, with, quote, several prominent developers and publishers signed up to itch.io specifically to be in this bundle, end quote, according to the donation page. Quote, we stand with Ukrainians and with all people around the world who despise war, end quote, it states. Some highlights from the bundle include platformer Celeste, unique FPS Super Hot, retro action RPG Crosscode, puzzle game Baba Is You, the adorable A Short Hike, musical adventure Wonder Song, and plenty more.
Celeste is a good game.
They're all good games. Celeste's a great game though.
Oh. Super Hot didn't work for me personally.
Super Hot. I liked it, and then I played it in VR and I liked it again. I crawled into a door.
But what I love about this is like this. Obviously, the bundle is amazing. There's no doubt about it. But they give you so many different type of games which is fantastic. And this is the big amazing thing. Like if you feel like you're unable to help in any way, but you think you can put down $10, this will be an amazing thing to help out and everything. And like the statement says, we despise war.
Do you like?
We stand with the Ukrainians. We stand with them.
Absolutely. Like fuck war. Just all the way. It's never a good thing. I feel like that's like the hottest take I'll ever make on this podcast. War sucks. It's my hot take.
Hot take indeed.
Hot take. Do you want 1,000 games for $10? Like, go to itch.io. Gonna have thousands of games on itch.io. Like for every terrible thing that happens in the world, and I buy an itch.io bundle. Like, maybe we should just stop doing terrible things in the world. That'd be nice. I don't know. I feel like I'm just throwing out all the hot takes here. If we got any more controversial takes, fucking yeah. I mean, we talked to this to death a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? So
yes. Just don't forget. That's all. Keep supporting them in any way you can, and
retweets, donation. Like, even if you can't donate to a charity, but you see it come up on Twitter, just retweet it, share it around. Like, if you retweet it and then somebody else is like, "Oh, I can donate to that," you've helped. Like we say when we remember to like talk about, hey, you can support us financially, but you don't have to. Like, if you can't, but if you can share it around, it's the same thing with charity. Like, if you can't support financially, which is totally understandable, you know, we live in a capitalist hellscape where a lot of people are paid poverty wages. Like, do what you can. It doesn't have to be financial.
Yes.
And with that, it's time for the halftime. That's a terrible sentence. I'm gonna have to workshop this. It's halftime.
It's the halftime show for Amy to talk about the indie game of the week that she has picked out for you to hear me talk about. Hopefully, maybe, who knows? Sovereignty Syndicate. Explore an open world in the Victorian steampunk CRPG. Was that meant to be RPG, not a CRPG?
No, there's a C. CRPG.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay. Choose from 3 playable characters with branching stories that intertwine. Investigate, interact, and take action to leave your mark on the world and its inhabitants. No random stat points here. Use your skills to level them up and trust your fate to our tattooed card system. Tattooed
Tarot. It's tarot.
Tarot.
Yeah.
Tarot card chance system. So how will you solve your problems? Combat, persuasion, magic, explosives. The choice is yours, and all your cards are on the table. But be careful. The Docklands ain't for the faint of heart. Leave your dice at home as you interact with a variety of characters. NPCs react to your gender, race, appearance, and choice of dialogue. So you better look and act the part if you want the right results. But not everything is certain. Luck plays a role, and it's all in the cards with the tarot card chance system. Oh god, this is long. The skills you use will improve your ability, while ignoring others will cause them to stagnate. Master the skills you choose and learn more about the world and its inhabitants to unlock special dialogue and skill check options. Players one of 3 characters with story that intertwine. Well, it's the same bloody thing as what was on the board.
Look, right. I just
it's coming to PC via Steam in 2022. Developed and published by Crimson Heron Studios. It's on Steam. Put it on your wish list.
Soon. Hit that wish list button. Looks interesting. I'm looking at it right now. Ooh. It's an RPG powered by tarot cards.
It's a CRPG.
It's a CRPG.
I'm guessing the C is meant to be card. It's a card RPG.
No, it's... So the C, it's from a really, really old genre descriptor. The C stands for computer role-playing game. It's like, it's used to describe, like, like Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights, the isometric viewpoint RPGs. It's been around for, like, decades.
Ah. Fascinating.
Nowadays, it's just a way to sort of go, oh, it's like this kind of genre.
It's this, it's that. It's
hey, it's helpful. I love CRPGs. I have done since I played Baldur's Gate on a Windows 95 PC, the family computer.
Oh my!
And I was like, I'm playing Baldur's Gate. You played Dungeons and Dragons at the time.
We're going back some years there, like.
Oh yeah, Baldur's Gate came in a big, huge box with like the discs in the plastic sleeves, and there was like a massive like instruction manual with like a map and all sorts. It's cool. That was really cool.
Cool. It's cute.
Just take a drink. It's back to me talking now. Shall we continue?
Why not?
I was like preparing myself for another like
piss take.
Yeah, sure. You said it, not me. Let's crack on. FromSoftware employees report poor pay and working conditions. This is from Justin Reeve over at The Gamer. He writes, FromSoftware employees have been reporting poor wages and working conditions. The company is one of the most highly regarded developers in the games industry on account of its various entries in the Dark Souls franchise. FromSoftware has most recently made Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and Elden Ring, which have both been incredibly well received by critics and fans alike. The reports were made by current and former employees on a popular job board called Career Connection. Some of the messages date to over a decade ago, suggesting that conditions at the company have remained substantially the same over the years. FromSoftware currently has a rating of 2.6 out of 5.0 stars on Career Connection. Employees rated the company 2.2 for job satisfaction, 4.2 for workplace intensity, 2.6 for stress management, and 1.9 for compensation. The average annual income is only 3.4 million yen, which comes to about $29,000. The company happens to be based in a city which is famous for its high cost of living, Tokyo. One programmer notes, quote, the amount of compensation is very low in terms of the workload. The attrition rate at the company is extremely high, end quote. Employees report having worked 40 hours of overtime per month on average. Working conditions at FromSoftware seem to be particularly poor for women. One designer says, quote, "There are no special treatments for pregnancy and childcare. Most female employees who are about to give birth are expected to leave the company," end quote. When it comes to conditions at the company, a designer points out, quote, "It seems there was sexual harassment in the past." The employee, however, adds that since there are extremely few women, I think that male employees are quite careful, end quote. It's the story. Just came out like today, apparently.
Yeah, I was the one who shared it to you. Yeah.
Twas you.
Well, this sucks.
Sure does.
All the hype they're having right now, and then they're getting this right now dropping on top of it, which needs to be called out and everything like that. If this is all true and everything, this is deplorable, and FromSoftware and higher ups really did get their finger out their asses and get this shit sorted as soon as possible. The stuff against, like, if a woman is pregnant, they expect you to leave the company? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like, oh, we don't do maternity leave. You can just go away. Like,
just leave in general. Yeah. Just, yeah, we don't want to pay you anymore.
Like, yeah, in a morbid, in a morbid way, like, I found the last part really funny, where it's like a designer was like, well, it seems like there might have been sexual harassment in the past. Not many women work here, so, you know, there's not that much sexual harassment now. Like, Jesus Christ. Like,
the male employees are quite careful.
Because, like, 6 women work at the company. Like, fucking, I had a laugh. It's not funny, but, you know, I laughed.
Yeah, it's really crap to hear all this. And
yeah, right. And it's like, just because we like FromSoftware, like, I don't know, they're a shit place to work. They treat their employees really fucking shitly. We should say that and demand that they do better. I think this drills into my problem with the lack of coverage of, like, the stuff we talked about at the top of the show with PlayStation, where it's the same with this FromSoftware thing. You sent me this, and it was a tweet, and I clicked the tweet. The tweet was made yesterday night, but, like, time zones, I don't know, like, where the person who made the tweet from, but yesterday night for us. So, like, almost a full day, and, like, I was like, cool, like, let me go find the news article that I'm going to use, and I've got the drop down list of all of the sites I use for sources. Oh, it's going to be easy to find because it's from today, right? And click, not there. Click, not there. Click, not there. Click, not there. I'm going to Google this, and I Googled it, hit the news tab, and I found one news article. It was the one I've just read.
Yeah. And, reporters take the weekend off.
That's true.
News doesn't drop over the weekend.
That would be true, and it would be a very good point. But most of the sites that I was looking through have, in fact, published stories this weekend, including today. Because that's what I thought. I was like, I might not be able to find a news story for it. And then I was like, oh, there's other news stories here.
Published a story, yes, I know what you're saying there, but it all really depends on when they had that locked in to be published. They could have had it all in by Friday, and they could have just said this will release on Saturday or Friday or Sunday or stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah, potentially, but
yeah, so
I don't care.
Oh, I completely agree. I'm literally just it's like
we'll see what happens on Monday.
This is nothing will happen on Monday.
This is okay.
It'll be forgotten about. This is the thing about it. Like, respect to the gamer, Justin Reeves, like who has written up a thing about this. Like, but yeah, it's deplorable, and like people will forget about this and not talk about it whatsoever.
Yeah, we like FromSoftware, so therefore we don't want to talk bad about
them. I don't know if I like them because I don't really.
It's the royal, like, everybody. The general consensus is FromSoftware is one of the good ones. Like, we'll talk shit about Activision Blizzard all day, every day, because everybody hates Activision Blizzard.
Yes.
Or I want to talk bad about PlayStation because everybody likes PlayStation. I want to talk bad about FromSoft because Elden Ring's a great game, and Elden Ring is a great game, and I don't think this takes away from that at all. But I feel like
it shouldn't. It can go in hand. You can give praise to a company for its amazing game that they've released and still call them out for the shit
they've clearly worked hard on. 40 hours of overtime equals 80 hours a week. Bullshit, do better. There's no need for it in the modern day. There's no need for it ever.
I agree.
So let's move on. This is the moody segment of the podcast where he just like throws things at me in Messenger, and I just go, yeah, okay. I had to dig really deep for this one because everybody deleted their tweets and locked their accounts after this. But I found it. I find everything.
So, everyone I'm sure has seen online Jason Snyder's tweet about Elden Ring and like the UI system that it uses, but also taking a mockery, taking basically a slap at Ubisoft's games. So I just want to state one thing here. So a couple of things first before I truly start. One, I might waffle a bit. Two, Ubisoft is still a deplorable company when it comes to its management. So when it's what it's doing right now, not doing anything to fix any of the shit that's going on right now, and it needs to get that shit together. I'll still state that. Three, I think this has put accessibility back 3 or 4 spaces. Because, and I'll state this right now, and people can say you're a hypocrite for what you're going to say here right now. The tweet I did giggle at when I saw it.
I laughed. I was going to say I laughed, right? I thought it was funny.
I admit that. I had laughed. I admit that I laughed. The thing that annoys me, it's the discourse that came out after it.
Right.
And no offense, Jason, you do this all the time. Every time you tweet, there's always a discourse. And even if you're doing it to be a smart ass or do actual journalism, which when you do actual journalism, sir, I take my cap off to you because you're flipping the brilliant at it. But I think sometimes you also like to stir the pot a lot at the same time. And because of this tweet, a lot of discourse has happened. You and me, Amy, we talked about a video that you shared last week about Steven Siler's video about accessibility of Elden Ring. You had 2 people in there. You had Steven and he had his friend. I'm sorry, his name skips my mind this time. But he's played Elden Ring. You can see the guy, he's a person who you can see has a disability of some sort. I do not know which one it is, so I won't say it or anything like because I just don't. But he's played Elden Ring and he loves it. It's his favorite game of the year, and he's even said it'll probably be his favorite game at the end of the year. That's fantastic. I love that. Steven sadly could not finish the game because of the lack of accessibility for him, because he has very bad eyesight. And there's other things he has as well, but mostly it is when it comes to his eyesight and everything. So the picture you have on here, obviously no one can really see it or anything like that, but I'm sure it's out there. You'll find it. So basically, it's a picture of Elden Ring, but you see, someone's attached UI settings basically of what is on a Ubisoft game.
And then some.
And then some, yes. I'll state this. And like I say, I do not defend Ubisoft for what I said before. Ubisoft games, when it comes to this type of thing, I take my cap off to them. Because they do one thing that Elden Ring or FromSoftware games will not do. They will give you the option to turn these off, and you can do that in any Ubisoft game over the last few years. If I remember rightly, Odyssey did it, Valhalla did it. I'm pretty sure the Watch Dogs Legion did it as well, and other games they've had since then. You can turn these settings off and do the whole exploratory way how you want to do it, like you are doing it in Elden Ring. I think it's a disservice, this tweet, to not only to the amazing developers who work on UIs, who work on the interfaces and everything. It's just a slap in the face towards them.
Picture and then is now my video box. For everybody watching the video, Moody can't see this. I've put the picture in my video box. So you can see it now.
No, sweet. It's just, I think it was just a really shallow tweet, especially with what the discourse has come out, has put accessibility back a few steps, and I think it's really unfair. But it's also like it's an insult to all the amazing UI designers out there who work their asses off for the ones they do at Ubisoft. At the end of the day, they give you the option to turn those fuckers off. Elden Ring doesn't allow you to do really anything. of that type of thing. To turn something on, to make it easy for you to be able to find certain things. There are different type of players out there who deserve to have the opportunity to play it their way. Elden Ring for me is a slap in the face towards these type of players. And the Ubisoft games, I'd rather play an Ubisoft game right now than play Elden Ring. I mean, because of the discourse and everything towards all of this. And I don't want to I don't want to say anything about the game or anything like that. Like, you're loving it, Amy. A lot of people are loving it. Like Joseph, I believe Moran's loving it, and everyone else is loving this game and everything. But I just feel like the cause of the discourse of everything is just really hurt things in the long run, and I think it's really unfair, this type of thing.
That's fair. I mean,
but what were you going to say? I do apologize for butting in there. You were going to say something.
It's probably nonsense. Like,
it's nonsense,
just fucking don't worry about it. It's nonsense. I mean, yeah, like I would have said, and I still say, I'm 70 hours deep in Elden Ring, and I'd still say, like, you probably enjoy an Assassin's Creed game more than Elden Ring. But I agree that accessibility options, as you know, and everybody who watches this podcast knows, like, I agree, accessibility options in all games should always be present. They're not in Elden Ring for a large part. I'm like staring at this image. I'm like, it's definitely over the top. Like the image I'm looking at right now. Like, obviously, it's designed to be ridiculous. Because there are some things on there that just don't have anything to do with accessibility. But like, there is, like, for me, there is, like, the discourse is what pisses me off. I made a comment about it to you before we started recording. Like, it's the discourse that fucking annoys the shit out of me. Like, Jason didn't help things by putting out this sarcastic tweet. Like, I laughed as well. Like I said, I thought it was funny. But also Jason Schreier has hundreds of thousands of followers, and he knew exactly what was going to happen when he put the tweet out in the first place. Like, and there's a thing, if you scroll down in our show notes, I put another screen cap out of several game developers talking shit about the game's Metacritic. I'm not going to name them because they've all had to lock their accounts because of harassment, and even if I disagree with them, which I disagree with the way they went about talking about this, being game developers and talking about other game developers' games, but harassment is never acceptable in any circumstance, and fuck anybody who harassed these people hard enough to actually lock their Twitter accounts. Like, the discourse surrounding anything these days is just starting to fucking piss me off. Like, my Twitter is, like, at the moment, there's quite a lot of people on Twitter, like, just tweeting cool Elden Ring things, like, they did this, or this happened, or, like, they killed a boss in the field, and then a fucking goat rolled into them and killed them because that's Elden Ring. It's funny. That's great. And then, like, Jason Schreier drops a tweet like this, and everything blows up, and everything gets incendiary. Some game developers talk really unprofessionally about other game developers' work in a way that's really disrespectful to their work, and it gets incendiary, and everything blows up. And stop it. Stop it. Let people who are interested in having cool, interesting, in-depth discussions about accessibility, UI, UX, let them have those discussions. If you've got nothing interesting or insightful to add, please stop. I'm begging you. Please stop talking about it. And if you're just here to fucking throw shit at people for liking or disliking a game, fuck off. I've had enough. That's my hot take of the episode. I'm gonna get rid of this picture now so you can actually see me. Hello, I'm back. I'm not a screenshot from a fake game. Yeah, I've had enough. Like, I want to enjoy Elden Ring. I want to interact with people who are enjoying Elden Ring. When I do the review, I'm going to talk about the UI, and I'm going to talk about the UX, and I'm going to talk about the accessibility, and I'm not going to be particularly wholly positive on all of that stuff. But I'm not going to sling shit for the sake of slinging shit, and I'm not going to be sarcastic just for the sake of being sarcastic and getting a few likes. Like, there's a nuance to discussion that just goes away when Twitter gets involved. And I've had enough.
That's the thing. It's not just Twitter. It's just social media in general. And it's just disgusting. Like I'm praying to God that I can find a job as soon as I can. And then I'm just deleting my Twitter. I'm hopping off it. Like I've stated it. I've said it. I'm like, I only use it just for connections, just because of people I'm speaking to and everything like that. But as soon as I get hired, I'm like, boom, I'm out. Adios. I'll close my second Twitter account and I'll happily keep that fucker closed.
Just keep your Twitter account, turn all the notifications off, and make one post per day, and it's just you giving a thumbs up. I like going into work every day. It's really sticking to people. Like, you just in living life, enjoying life, having a great time. That's it. That's your entire Twitter account.
Yeah, I should do it that way instead. A lot more easy for me, wouldn't it?
But no, like, yeah, like, I just want to. Like, there's a lot of interesting, insightful, and cool things people can talk about Elden Ring, and there's a lot of valid criticisms that people can have of Elden Ring. Like, guess what? Elden Ring is universally praised as an amazing game. Like, this isn't just my opinion. This is the opinion of a lot of people and a lot of game critics. Does that mean it's perfect? No. Like, I feel like I'm going to explode sometimes when I just see the stuff that gets flung around just in general, like everywhere, about discourse about video games, like not just necessarily about Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that Elden Ring, and this is one of the tweets, the fact that Elden Ring scored a 97 on Metacritic is proof that reviewers don't give a flaming poop about game UX. That's the first of the tweet. That's a terrible take from a game developer.
There's no doubt about it. Yeah. That's a really bad take. There's no doubt about it.
Like, instead of trying to talk shit about somebody else's work in the same profession as you, maybe ask why. Maybe ask yourself why, because the UX isn't the best UX in video games. It's not. Even I can agree with that. Like, I joined in a little bit, talking about a couple other things that I really don't like about Elden Ring and Souls games in general, because they're all the same. Like, but maybe ask yourself why people are willing to put up with that and still find a lot to love about the game, instead of just lashing out at another game development studio.
No doubt about it, yeah. And again, so like what you said before, like, these are terrible takes. There's no doubt about what that person said.
And I'm not trying to like pivot away from what you want to talk about as well. Like, Jason Schreier's tweet was just irresponsible.
Oh, he does it all the time. That's the thing about it. He'll drop one sometimes next week or whatever, and then he'll eventually delete it like he does again. He deletes them all the time. He throws them out. Shit goes on fire, and then he eventually deletes it. And you're just like, what the hell are you doing, man? You got a daughter. Just be a father and work on news stories. What you meant to be doing. Don't throw out shit.
Enjoy Elden Ring and don't be a dick about it.
Yeah. Man.
Moody turns around in summer and says he doesn't like Elden Ring. I'm not gonna like have a go at him about the games that he does like. I want to be like, that's fair.
Yeah.
Like what you like, dislike what you dislike, and maybe we can like have interesting conversations about design of video games and not just sling mud at each other. That'd be nice.
That's the thing about it, yeah. Like, this game is like you said, it's apparently amazing. I can't say I can say apparently because I haven't played it yet.
Well, it's amazing to me.
Yeah. No, I'm going off like what I've heard, like what you said, like other people have played it and said. But like, I've lost my train of thought. My brain just went, dude.
This game is apparently amazing, but
yeah.
Sorry, I tried to set you up for the rest.
I know you tried to save it there, but my brain just went, nah.
But maybe it's not for you, and that's fine. Like, that's cool. It's totally acceptable for someone to not like a video game. Yeah. Breath of the Wild also has a 97 on Metacritic, and guess what? I didn't like it that much. And I wasn't a dick about it. I said it out loud, and some people disagreed quite intensely with me. But at the end of the day, like, you like what you like.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like change my opinion like because someone argued at me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, someone the thing about arguing about this stuff is you're never gonna argue something into changing their opinion.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. It's just like, what you think you can tell me, but you think you can convince me to say, no, I'm wrong, and actually this game is great.
Yeah, like I'm going to say Elden Ring is amazing and I love it. And I specifically love it because of some of the things it does differently to a Ubisoft game. And someone will go, no, I think you're wrong. And I'm just going to, what am I just going to go? Yeah, you're right. You know what? I am wrong. Let me just go and rethink my entire life. Like, no, I'm going to block you and move on with my day. Go to the gym. I don't know. I'm a gym person now, Moody. I've been to the gym.
I know.
My phone fell off the treadmill and landed on the treadmill and fired across the gym. And I had to pause the program and go and get it. It traveled 0.1 miles. Apparently, I was using.
I'll fix this gym.
I was using the Couch to 5K app. It was trying to use the GPS to track my run, like where I was going and stuff. But obviously, I wasn't moving because I was on a treadmill. So it said it went 0.1 miles, and I was like, well, the only time it moved is when I fucking shotgunned it across the gym by accident.
Oh, bless.
I know.
At least it's all right though.
Oh, the phone's fine. Like, it's a Samsung. It's not an Apple. It's fucking indestructible. Like,
yeah, I get my new Samsung hopefully in the next few weeks.
I have to get a year for my next new one. I'm not really that bothered about new phones, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I just get one that will do the things that I want to do, which is mostly just watch YouTube and take Instagram selfies. That's it. That's what I need my phone for. Exactly, right? Maybe I'll put one on a YouTube video thumbnail. Get them views, baby. I'm sure a trans woman on YouTube will be really popular.
Damn right.
Speaking of which,
segue.
EA, Gearbox, and Microsoft among 65 companies speaking out against Texas anti-trans directives. This is from Vaspan Testua over at The Gamer, who writes, Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, recently put forth directives that are clearly anti-LGBTQI+ in nature. They directed the state's Department of Family and Protective Services to, quote, conduct a prompt and thorough investigation, end quote, into families of trans youth, helping them receive gender-affirming medical care. The directives go so far as to say that it constitutes as child abuse. The directives have been condemned by the public as well as the White House. Excuse me. As reported by PC Gamer, 65 companies have come together and signed a letter to the government urging it to, quote, abandon anti-LGBTQ+ efforts, end quote. The letter is signed by major companies from across various industries, including Electronic Arts, Gearbox, and Microsoft from the video games industry. The letter addressed to Governor Abbott says, quote, our companies do business, create jobs, and serve customers in Texas. We are committed to building inclusive environments where our employees can thrive inside and outside of the workplace. For years, we have stood to ensure LGBTQ+ people, our employees, customers, and their families, are safe and welcomed in the communities where they do business. The recent attempt to criminalize a parent for helping their transgender child access medically necessary, age-appropriate healthcare in the state of Texas goes against the values of our companies. This policy creates fear for employees and their families, especially those with transgender children, who might now be faced with choosing to provide the best possible medical care for their children, but risk having those children removed by Child Protective Services for doing so. It is only one of several efforts at discriminating against transgender youth that are advancing across the country, end quote. The letter calls on public leaders from Texas and all over the country to abandon efforts to create discriminatory laws. Apart from being morally wrong, the letter says that these kinds of directives affect their employees, customers, families, and work. Other companies who signed the letter include Apple, Ben & Jerry's, Capital One, Cisco, Dropbox, Edelman, Google, H&M, Johnson & Johnson, LinkedIn, Macy's, and Meta, among many others. That's weird. Disney's not on the list. The companies belong to a number of industries ranging from video games to pharmaceuticals. Yes, that was sarcasm. Bad Disney. Might as well just throw that in there while I'm here.
This is great. Obviously, you want companies to come together to try and say, "Yo, don't do this."
Hey,
type of thing.
Fuck.
But also state this. Okay, you've gone to Texas. There's a little place called Florida as well. They're trying to do something stupid as well. So how about you go there as well and say this to their governor or whatever? It's very funny when it comes to these states that it's the Republican states that are trying to do this.
It's weird that, isn't it?
That's very weird. That no doubt about that. But either way, Hopefully something can be done to try and stop this guy trying to do what he wants to do here. He's clearly just a bigot in general. Let's just state that.
Oh,
for
1,000%. I'm not even going to qualify that with an allegedly. He's a bigot.
Oh, I never said allegedly.
No, I'm saying I'm breaking the trend. Like, not allegedly. Fuck you, Keith. Fuck you, Governor Abbott. Fuck you, Ron DeSantis.
Fuck you, Bobby.
Do you know what would be great, though?
Bob Chapek. Destroying my company I love.
Yeah, that was fucking ridiculous.
I hate that man so much.
Like, if you still had a movie podcast movie, I would have been like hassling you. I would have been like, let me on, let me at him, let me at him, let me at him.
I would have come for you. I would have said, Amy, I need you.
I'm fucking ready. I am ready. Like, it's crazy though. Like, I love the fact that these companies have banded together to talk about the anti-trans legislature that's gone through in Texas, which says that giving trans children medical treatment is child abuse and they can be taken away from their parents. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. Like, just on the face of it in general, that is absolutely fucking outrageous. But like, it would be great if in America, and I know this isn't the reality or anything, it's heavy sarcasm, by the way. Like, if maybe, I don't know, the president was a Democrat, or like the Senate was controlled by Democrats, or like Congress was controlled by Democrats. Like, if all three of those things were true, I don't know, maybe they could do something. Or like, maybe it's like stop all of the anti-trans legislation going through all over America right now. Wait a minute. There was an election in 2020, wasn't there?
And the Democrats hold all three.
Oh, shit. That's whoa, hold on. That changes. Like, come on, man, guys. Like President Joe Biden puts out a tweet saying, oh, you know, this is horrible. And I stand with protecting transgender children. It's a very pretty tweet, Joe. I'm going to call you Joe because I don't really respect you that much. Like, maybe do something about it. I don't know. You are the president.
But he sleeps a lot.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I sleep a lot. I sleep a lot, and I do more for transgender rights than he does. And he's the fucking president of the United States, and I have naps every single day in this bed.
Oh, he's trying to stop Russia. He's got other things on.
So doing anything.
No, yeah, like seriously, yeah. America, like seriously, you're backwards. Like, half of your country is severely backwards, and it's disgusting to see that you're allowing this to go through.
Yeah, basically. Like, I mean, yeah, like, but yeah, basically, like, what the fuck's going on? And I know it's a pot of kettle black situation because we're in the UK, but like, Jesus, like, it'd be nice if like one of us could get our shit together. You were supposed to get your shit together, America. You got rid of the orange president. You were supposed to be the beacon of hope that I could one day cling to. And think maybe one day that'll be us. And instead, it's just the same shit. Like, it's just the same shit. Nothing changed. The president's not orange anymore. That's it. That's what changed.
We hope.
Give it a couple of years. I mean,
if he gets back in me, I'll cry.
Joe Biden really is acting like a person who wants to lose the election in 2024. Like, that's what it feels like. But anyway, I can hear the cries of like gamer bros who are like, oh, stop talking about politics and just start talking about video games.
What's video games?
What are video games? Oh, yeah. But as much as I would hate to indulge them, I've said all I'm going to say about this for now on the podcast. Like, trans rights are human rights. Sorry if that offends you.
Sorry that offends you, J.K. Rowling. Sorry that offends you.
She's having a normal one on Twitter this weekend. Jesus Christ.
I've seen that shit. Shout out to Emma Watson, though. I've seen what she's done.
I did not see what she's done, but she's cool. So
yeah.
She is a cool person. So
she looked amazing at the BAFTAs. What she was wearing was just like, damn.
I stand. I do.
She's beautiful. She's a good-looking woman. Respect to her.
It's almost like being a good person, like just like radiates outwards.
Really does. It just makes you more and more sexy.
Just makes you even more beautiful.
Yeah, it really does.
There's nothing hotter than not being a shit person.
I know. It's kind of a turn on. I
was gonna say, like, I think it might be a kink. I think I've unlocked a new kink. Like,
kink is very kinky.
Oh, you're anti, like you're like anti-racist. Oh, hello.
Hello there.
Hello. Ooh, just got some flutters in my stomach.
How you doing?
Sure. Never thought I'd be laughing at the end of this particular segment when I put it in the show notes. So, I hear you also want to smash the patriarchy. What's up?
Call me.
Let me just give you my Insta. Should we move on?
If you want to keep flirting to your camera to the listeners, you do that. Yes, let's move on, Amy. Let's move on. Why not?
So I put a palette cleanser in next because this is nice. Ikumi Nakamura launches new game studio Unseen. This is from Jeffrey Russell over at gamesindustry.biz. He writes, yesterday, former Ghostwire Tokyo creative director Ikumi Nakamura announced the opening of her game studio Unseen. In an interview with IGN, the CEO and creative director said that the Tokyo studio will serve as a hub for a diverse intersection of ideas. Last year, Nakamura shared that she had left the Ghostwire Tokyo project for her health and expressed a desire to form her own team to work on an original IP. She told IGN that the Unseen studio will have international employees as well. Quote, a mix of cultures can be a breeding ground for new ideas, which is the real joy of starting a new studio. End quote. During her interview, she didn't provide information about the studio's first game, but did acknowledge that it's in the planning stages. She alluded that the title may likely be based on her own various interests in media and entertainment. Additionally, Nakamura expressed that she wants to create a title that is both diverse and inclusive. Quote, I want to make a game with characters that reflect real-life personalities and minorities with an open-minded setting that represents multiple cultures. End quote.
I like
You'll love to hear it. I love Ikumi Nakamura. What? It's been years since that E3.
I think everyone fell in love with her, though, didn't they? At E3, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was E3. Yeah, Bethesda was E3 or something.
Yeah, everyone fell in love with her because she just, you could see that she was nervous as hell, but at the same time, you were just thinking, you're coming across genuine.
Oh, yeah.
Like genuine.
I mean, yeah, right? Like, I've just watched Todd Howard explain to me why Fallout 76 is good, actually. Like, please save me. And then Ikumi Nakamura comes out on stage. It's spooky. I love that. I'm actually going to go and rewatch that after this podcast. No, this is awesome. Like, the fact that she's making our studio was great enough. Again, I really like Ikumi Nakamura. But, like, just the way she talks about the game that she wants to make, about, like,
the team she wants to bring
together to be, like, a diverse intersection of ideas in the game that she wants to make, which is going to be, like, an open-minded, like, setting full of diversity. And it's just, like, this is fucking great. I'm in. I'm sold. I don't even know what this game's going to be, Moody. Like, I'm in.
Yeah, this is what, like, the IP sounds amazing as well about what she's given little tidbits about, but it literally is about the team that she wants to bring together, like just a different ethnic groups of out there. Like, she wants to make it a multicultural team, and that's fantastic. Like,
it is. That's
how we work together. That's how we come together. Different ethnic groups, different societies are they're coming together. And even if we don't agree on everything, like, if we can come together and work together and do an amazing job on a game and hopefully learn from each other and understand one and each other just a little bit more. And that's what we want to hear. So this is a great thing to hear, and I hope she has an amazing success.
I
won't lie though. Ghostwire Tokyo makes no sense.
I don't think it's supposed to.
That game is. The game really doesn't look like it makes much sense, but.
Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to make sense. I think we're supposed to just be like, okay, whatever. I'm fine with a game that doesn't make sense. I'm playing Elden Ring. this is also like what Ikumi Nakamura is talking about in terms of her studio and that she wants to build, and the game that she wants to build is the same thing we've been talking about for years on this podcast, which is diversity makes better games. Like the more diverse, like the people making the games are, like the better the games are going to be.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You should definitely change it all up.
I don't know. The games industry got more diverse, and all of a sudden, every other game I was playing wasn't a grizzled old white dude looking for his missing wife or girlfriend. And I was happy with that change, I'm not going to lie.
Shout out.
No one's going to know what game I'm talking about because that's like 50 of them. To move on.
Why not?
Why not? Keith showed us this. Keith brought us into this one. Tagged me in this on Twitter with you as well. And I was like, the fact that he tagged both of us means I think he wants us to talk about it. And this is batshit fucking crazy, by the way.
I had a look of it and I had a quick glance of it. I was thinking, I have no idea what this doesn't make much sense, and I just put my phone down.
Yeah, I Googled it to figure out what the fuck was going on. This is fucking wild. Like, strap in. I can't believe someone did this. Indie Gladiator game faces Steam review backlash over anti-mask patch notes. This is from Ted Litchfield over at PC Gamer, who writes, Gladiator management Sam Domina has seen a rush of negative reviews over inflammatory and disconcertingly libidinal anti-mask rhetoric in its patch notes for its 1.3.18 beta update. It begins, quote, take off the fucking masks. Next time you're at the grocery store, try showing a woman your face. Be confident, unafraid of the lies. You might get a girlfriend, end quote. This is not the first time Dolphinbon has apprised its users of its unique worldview in the patch notes for Domino. According to the 1.2.89 beta update, quote, there's no accounting for weak men. Weak men lack character. Strong moral fiber is hard to come by. It's earned through hard work and sacrifice, and it cannot be had via OnlyFans or Pornhub, end quote. It goes on to mention, end quote, succubus titty and wasting a load, end quote. But you get the idea. There are similar digressions offering a keyhole view of the writer's psyche sprinkled throughout Domino's official updates. Domino has previously performed very well under user reviews, but the feedback has now turned overwhelmingly negative. Domino seems like a lovingly crafted game, but turning the patch notes into a platform for spewing invective on retrograde gender politics and against broadly accepted public health measures has had a predictable effect on its reputation. It's fucking patch notes, Moody. It's fucking patch notes. The fuck is this? Like, I literally was reading it just like, this is fucking ridiculous. What the fuck is this? Yeah, it's right there in the patch notes. Like, oh.
Jesus.
We've balanced this, we've changed this, we've done this. Oh, and by the way, like, let's talk about the moral fiber of weak men. Like, what the fuck? Hello.
Fucking I'll say this, I've never heard of this game, so
no, neither have I. Till today.
I'm never going to touch this game.
No,
thank you.
No, definitely
not. Thank you very much, Dolphin Barn. You've made my life a lot easier. Thank you very much. Go fuck yourself.
Fucking wowzers.
You're clearly a deplorable person.
Yeah.
Who wants to come out with this shit.
Like,
there's no accounting for weak men. Weak men lack character. Strong moral fiber is hard to come by. It earns through hard work and sacrifice, and it cannot be had via OnlyFans and Pornhub.
Oh, hello, toxic masculinity. Nice to see you here.
I was gonna say, you toxic bastard. Fuck
He goes on to mention succubus titty and wasting a load. Like, somebody doesn't like porn, apparently. Yeah, I didn't really have anything to say. Like, in fact, I would categorize my reaction to this as speechless. But
really, Dolphin Barn, for you, I'm gonna wear my mask.
Ooh.
I'm gonna wear it.
You got through to him, Dolphin Barn.
I'm gonna wear it just for you. I'm gonna wear it.
Gonna wear a mask.
gonna wear my mask. I'm gonna tweet that. Yo, I'm wearing my mask for you.
Oh, please do. That would be amazing. I'd love to see that so much. Anyway, we've got some tidbits.
Put on your fucking masks.
Put on your fucking mask. Just do a parody of the patch notes. I'm sure that'll go over really well.
Honestly, let's have a look. Just bastard on Twitter.
Probably not anymore. Actually, probably is. Probably just thinks we're all snowflakes.
Probably, yeah.
I'm curious now. I was going to move on to the tidbits, but I'm genuinely curious what you find.
He's not on Twitter. The game is.
Sure. Is the game full of shit? There's the game Twitter full of shit. Oh.
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of people like seeing the shit that this game has been put.
Interesting. Well, I'm gonna forget this game ever existed now. Shall we do tidbits? There's not that many this week.
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
it was a bit of a slow week, for lots of news. Okay, we got some tidbits. ID at Xbox Showcase has been planned for March 16th in conjunction with Twitch, so we're gonna see some cool indie games. And usually when they do these things, it's cool indie games that are coming day one to Game Pass.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So looking forward to seeing that, seeing some cool indie games. I think there was a few, like Tunic's going to be there because I think it comes out that day or the next day. There's going to be more Trek to Yomi. I saw a couple of others in the header, but I'm interested. I like indie games. I don't know if anyone's noticed though. Oh. Next up, Dead Space Remake is aiming for an early 2023 launch. Apparently there was a lot of gameplay. There was like 20 minutes of gameplay footage released by EA, but I didn't actually see that till like 2 hours ago, so I didn't watch it.
It looks nice.
Yeah?
Going from the screenshots I've seen, I have not seen the gameplay because I did not realize gameplay dropped until you just said that. But I've like seen screenshots of like stuff, so I literally just thought, oh, they're releasing screenshots and everyone's just sharing them and everything. So, but yeah, it looks like there's literally someone put like a side to side from like the original version. And it was just like, yeah, that's a lot of detail they've put into it, and it looks really canny. So, I'm optimistically intrigued. Like, oh, Dead Space, I love Dead Space. It's a fantastic franchise. Hopefully they will allow them to do a really good remake.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to should I say that out loud? I don't know. I feel like it's hard to mess up like Dead Space. Like, just do what the first one did.
They did the third.
But more. Yeah. A Dead Space remake, not a Dead Space 3 remake. Don't give co-op, no microtransactions.
Do a Dead Space 3 remake, but change
it up.
Fix it.
I thought it as soon as I said it. I'm glad you said it.
Awesome. Like, because there's a scene like Dead Space 3, like, I really thought was really awesome because, like, I think I played as Isaac and my mate of mine played as the other character. And, like, if my mate, I'm like Isaac and his whole world's completely changed. And I'm like, what the hell's happening? My mate's asking me, what do you mean? All I can see is just the normal level, metal and everything. I'm thinking, nah, don't say that right now, mate. I was like, what are you saying? I took a picture and was like, that's what I'm saying, mate. I was like, what the fuck? Like some really great ideas in that game. There's no doubt about it, but there's a lot of shit at the same time. It was just like...
Yeah, the whole like upgrade system and them gathering materials.
And the trailers were awesome. Like they used... Phil Collins song in it, man. It was awesome.
What I will say is, because like I think the discourse at the time Dead Space 3 came out was if you make a horror game co-op, it gets less scary. And I don't know. I kind of felt like that wasn't really the case back then, but also I'd never played a co-op horror game that was scary in general. Like I didn't find Dead Space 3. It was a cool action game, but I didn't really find it that scary. Phasmophobia exists. So that's bullshit.
Yeah. No, but I think what even hurts that year, or at least Dead Space even more, was like it came out either the same time or literally around the time when Aliens Colonial Marines came out. It was double dose of shite. Damn. It was like, oh god.
Stop, he's already dead.
Stop it, we were already dead.
I never played Colonial Marines. I did play like Dead Space 3.
I ran through Colonial Marines.
Interesting.
Literally. On hard mode.
Oh, okay. Wow. You
I
played a game
it on
hard
mode.
Jesus.
Yeah. And you can run through the fucker.
Oh my god. I saw videos and stuff like of the game like when it came out. Wasn't great. Next tidbit, Gotham Knights is launching on October 25th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we could play this.
Maybe.
You're back, girl.
I know, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. See what else is going on.
You've lost all interest in this game, haven't you?
Did I? I don't know that I had that much interest to start with.
You had more interest than I did.
I remember being like, okay, cool. It's not Batman, so I'm kind of interested. Like, I don't know, man. I never really they did the gameplay reveal
2 years ago now,
like after because they did a cinematic, didn't they? And then they were like, here's the gameplay, and I remember seeing the gameplay going, okay, and I was just like, I don't know. And now I'm just like, I don't know. Like, if you're playing it and we're renting it or whatever, like, I might give it a bash. Like, you know, I always play a game with you. It's fun to play games with your friends. But I'm just like, if it was just me and I was like, oh, Gotham Knights is out, and I might just be like, yeah, I'm all right. And I might just be misreading the situation. But from what I've seen, it's like, I'm okay.
Elden Ring really has broken you.
This was well before Elden Ring.
I know, I'm joking.
Like, it's like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Like, the tone and the humor in that first trailer was amazing. And then I saw the gameplay and I was like, all right then. That's what you're going with. Maybe gameplay reveals are just bad because it seems like I'm getting people show me their gameplay and I go,
yeah, I can understand that.
But no, like I don't like. I'm just at a place where I'm not excited for it. It's not like I'm going to be like the game's bad. I'm not one of those people that will say the game is bad, even though I haven't played it because nobody has.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of in the spot where I was last year when it came to like movies, because obviously we were still in the heart, still in the heart of the pandemic and everything. Which we're still part of, just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone.
Still in the pandemic.
I think I only went to the cinema twice last year, and I was completely disillusioned when it comes to movies in general. Like trailers, I was watching, I was thinking, it was fine. Like everyone was like, this trailer's amazing. And I'm just like, it was fine.
It's fine.
It was fine.
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 Like,
I'm kind of... Go on, sorry.
No, I'll let you finish.
I was going to say, I'm still kind of like that with a trailer in general, but trailers are now starting to slowly bring me back. But at the same time, I'm still like, it's all right.
Like, but that's fine. Like, you know, you don't have to have the same broad taste as everybody else. Like, I don't think I'm disillusioned. Like, there's tons of games I can think of off the top of my head that I'm excited for. Like, Tunic comes out this week, and I'm excited to play it. Memoir Blue comes out next week, which is an Annapurna game. I'm excited for that. Neon White, the game I played on the demo stream a couple weeks ago. Like
Kirby coming out soon.
Kirby, we talked about that last week, and I'm like,
finally on Boomerang.
Oh, thank God! I was hoping I didn't have to buy it. Like, I've got Octopath Traveler sitting waiting for me, and I played like an hour of Pokemon, and I was like, it's pretty cool. I want to play more. Like, I'm looking forward to like chipping away at that game. Like, I just think I'm being kinder to myself in terms of like, okay, does this game excite me knowing what I know about it? Yes or no? Like, you know what I mean? Where it's like a couple of years ago, especially like 2020, 2019, Amy would have been all over everything to try and like cover as much as possible. So I could like have like do things, make the videos, have the opinions, know about every game. Whereas now it's like I'm perfectly comfortable like skipping like big releases if I'm just looking at them going, I'm alright. Like, it doesn't look like it's going to be for me. Because what value does my opinion add if I'm like, I played this game and I didn't think I was going to like it, and you'll be surprised to learn that I didn't like it. So really, who's at fault here?
Right, I didn't like it.
But like, there's tons of games I'm looking forward to. Like, I just think I'm being more picky. I think that was just a long way of saying I'm being a little bit more picky about the games that I'm playing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which I think I've earned. especially like what I was like years ago. So I've learned like to slow down a little bit and enjoy it.
Well, it is that finite in it, isn't it? It's the finite of just like of picking your battles, I guess, when it comes to like what games you play.
Yeah, right. Like if Elden Ring had come out in 2016, 2017, like I wouldn't have even finished it because I would have been like, make the video and move on. That was what it was like with games back then. Make the video and move on. Whereas like I told myself I'm playing this until it's finished or it finishes me. Like I was very open to the possibility that this game would beat me into the ground and I wouldn't finish it. But it didn't. Like I'm at the final boss right now, so you know.
Bet you're glad you had that. Bet you're glad you listened to me now, aren't you? At the beginning of last year, wasn't it?
I feel like I listened to you, but also like you were saying the same thing. There's a voice in the back of my head was saying. So I feel like it was like you like made me listen to myself. And then I was like, oh, okay. What if I just did it like this? And now I've played 70 hours of Elden Ring and nothing else. And like I don't even feel that guilty that I haven't played like 6 other games that I've made videos for. It's like
that's amazing.
Just played Elden Ring, and I'm gonna have Elden Ring content coming out, and then I'll probably find something that's like 3 hours long and play that. Just like come down off of Elden Ring, and then play 50 hours of Octopath. Not Octopath. I don't think Tunic's Triangle Strategy.
Long. I think Tunic will be like 8 hours max.
I've got my eyes on a couple of games.
Yeah, I have as well. Like I've got a couple that I'm looking at. Like I've still got to look at. Like I'm looking at Far Changing Tide.
Yes, that's one of the ones I'm looking at.
Looks really good. I love it's on Xbox.
It's on Xbox, on Game Pass. It's like according to howlongtobeat.com, it's like 3, 4, 5 hours long.
Yeah, Ollie World and all that.
Do you want to check that out?
Yeah, I started it. I played about 10 minutes of it, and then I had to hop off quickly.
I've got that and Not Tonight 2 installed on Steam, like ready to go if I'm feeling them.
Oh yeah, I've got to try it. Go try that.
Let's move on. We'll do the rest of the tidbits. This was supposed to be on Gotham Knights. Advance Wars 1+2 delayed until further notice, quote, due to recent world events, end quote, which is kind of fair.
Understandable.
Yeah, there is actually, war happening. So totally understandable. The director of Perfect Dark has left the initiative after 4 years of working there.
That is actually very intriguing to me a little bit because director's like the person who's running the reins of that game is picking the vision for that game. I'm just wondering, it's like apparently I think it says like he's been gone since last year or something. I'm not sure, but
this might explain where it's been.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. How far this game is in development, and has he gone because they've decided to go in a different direction and a vision, or have they locked in his vision and they're getting far into the game, but he's decided he wants to move on to do other things now or something? I'm very interested by this.
Yeah, maybe there was a reboot in development. Maybe he's just decided he wants a new challenge. Maybe the game's nearly done.
Yeah,
it's been 4 years.
I'm intrigued.
Maybe Perfect Dark's coming out at the end of the year.
I doubt that.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
It's possible.
I don't know.
Do you think? Are you sitting there going, you doubt it, or are you just sitting there going, please, no, not another game?
I don't care.
No,
I'll play it if I can, but I don't really care. If it comes out, that's fantastic. And if it comes out and it's brilliant and people praise it and everything, that's brilliant. That's all I want to hear. So
I've got hopes for that game, but I don't know. Like for me, like the hopes that I'm pinning to the game are like they're kind of unreasonable. Where it's just like I hope it's a certain type of game, and it's like I should just be like sitting back and going, show me what type of game it is. Like whereas I'm trying to like go, what if I hope it's this type of game? Like
I can tell you what
that's unfair. That's unfair on the game.
It's called a quadruple A game, maybe.
It's a quadruple A game.
Yeah, we don't know what that looks like yet.
Shit,
don't know what that means.
Fucking bullshit. Not the game, the statement.
Quadruple bullshit.
Quadruple ass. Square Enix has brought its library of music to YouTube.
Sweet, I got YouTube music. That's awesome.
I'm thinking about getting YouTube music. I really need to get rid of Spotify. Like,
the YouTube music's really good.
Like
really, really good. Like I like like I've got like stuff like from like Life is Strange, True Colors, and everything like that, and it's all videos and everything. But like it just downloads into an MP3, boom, straight onto my car. Result.
But yeah, like I'm looking into like alternatives to Spotify because Spotify is legitimately the fucking worst. And I know Google's not much better, but you pick your battles, like you were saying before. And it was like YouTube Music seems like the only real alternative because the problem is like everyone says move to Tidal. Tidal's got loads of songs, and I was like, Tidal does have a quite impressive array of like music that I listen to, but there's only like 2 platforms that really do video game soundtracks. One of them's Spotify. One of them's YouTube.
YouTube's canny.
So
I won't lie. And I don't think it's that pricey either, personally.
No, I haven't properly looked into it yet because I'm waiting until the end of the week. But
yeah, because if you do YouTube Music, you basically just YouTube video and you get the premium, so you lose all your ads.
That's cool.
Which is so helpful.
Like, you know what? I do actually watch a lot of YouTube like videos, like not like just music. Like you know me, people say like people always ask me like, oh, you watch this thing on Netflix, and I'm always like, 1, I don't have Netflix, remember, and 2, like I spend most of my time, like my entertainment time, watching YouTube, not like shit that we do, like. Like like proper like YouTube videos, like fucking video essays, documentaries and stuff. I don't know, like it's what I'm in at the moment.
Yeah, so it's like but you'll get hit with a lot of ads, I bet.
Oh my god. So many ads.
Those will be gone. Yeah, if you signed up to it, it'll be gone. Like I remember like when I went to last time I was at college physically, I use YouTube just to listen to music and everything like that, and I whack on my playlist that I have saved on my college account. Boom, multiple ads. Like, where are these ads coming from? And it's not just one; it's like 3 at the first, right at the beginning. I'm just like, why?
Yeah,
why? Go away.
Yeah,
no,
I get that. I feel that in my soul. The worst ones are when it comes up like in the middle of the video, and it's like, fuck off.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Okay, on that note, it's time for games out this week. I'm doing this. Shit.
Yes.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
I do one thing and one thing only.
You turn up and look fabulous. On March 15th, we've got Phantom Breaker Omnia coming to PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Phantom Breaker Omnia is a fast-paced 2D anime fighting game that features 20 unique characters pitted against one another to make their greatest wishes come true. The ability to choose between 3 fighting styles will appeal to seasoned gamers while making the game accessible to newcomers. Also on March 15th, The Cruel King and the Great Hero comes to PlayStation and Switch. Join an intrepid girl on her many adventures as she strives to become a hero with the help of her mighty dragon protector. Along the way, meet new friends, collect items, and help folks from all walks of life. Discover a heartwarming tale of kindness, companionship, and family in a gorgeous hand-drawn adventure. Then on March 16th, Tunic hits Game Pass on Xbox and PC. Explore a land filled with lost legends, ancient powers, and ferocious monsters in Tunic, an isometric action game about a small fox on a big adventure. Then on March 17th, Anno Mutationum comes to PlayStation and PC. Anno Mutationum is an action-adventure game with RPG elements set in a cyberpunk world, featuring a unique mix of pixelated 2D and 3D graphic style with a rich, dark, and bizarre plot. Then, on March 18th, Siberia, The World Before comes to PC. Embark on a journey across continents and through time as you piece together the puzzle of a life. And lastly, on March 18th, Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin comes to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. In this hardcore action RPG, Jack... I can't believe they named the main character Jack. Jack must hazard numerous challenges to bring the light of the crystals back to Cornelia, a kingdom conquered by darkness. Fight your way through fierce battles with a variety of means to defeat your enemies. With multiple difficulty options and a wide selection of jobs and weapons available to customize your party, you can choose exactly how you want to play. Didn't know the multiple difficulty options was a thing until I copy-pasted this into the doc. I just assumed it was another one of those type of games.
Yeah.
But I guess if it's a Final Fantasy game, you kind of do have to do that. It's like when everybody was talking about how Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order borrowed a lot of elements from Dark Souls, and people were like, but wait, are they going to make it as hard as Dark Souls? And it was like, no, it's a Star Wars game. They're definitely not going to do that. Some cool games coming out this week. Let's do OpenCritic head-to-head.
Why not?
Excuse me. It's time for OpenCritic head-to-head. This is the game myself and Moody play every single week, where we try to guess the OpenCritic average of one upcoming game. Whoever guesses closest to the score at the time of recording gets 1 point. If you manage to guess the score correctly, you get 2 points. Last week we tried to guess the OpenCritic average of WWA 2K22. I guessed it, we get a 69. Moody guessed it, we get a 60. At the time of recording, WWE 2K22 has an OpenCritic average of 77, which gives Amy the point, and leaves the scores at Amy 5, Moody 3.
I'm not even angry that I lost that one.
That's fine.
I thought I would have because of how low I went. But I was just like,
it's one of those things where it's like you remember the last WWE game. I remember the last WWE game. Because of how broken it was. So it's one of those things where I went 69 and I was like, I think I've gone too high here. Like, shit.
Even you were thinking, I think I've still gone too high.
I think I've fucked this up. Like, but it's like, it's cool. It's good to see that they've like turned it around, like, and created what seems to be a pretty well received game. So that's good. As much as the memes...
You only had one way to go, was up.
Yeah, I mean, right, like, you couldn't get much worse. But I'm glad to see it. It's always good to see that kind of thing. Like, as much as the videos are funny, like, it is nicer when games succeed as opposed to fail spectacularly. So, this week, we're going to guess the OpenCritic average of Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. I thought, why not just go for chaos? That's both a pun about the game itself and also the fact that I don't know where the fuck this game is going to land. Like, people are excited about it. The developer has made some incredible games in the past, but I played a demo of it. You watched me play that demo of it. I just did not click with this game. Like, there was...
What was its last game?
The developer of...
Neo, wasn't it?
Yes. Neo 2, which you'll look up and it's like... That's like an 89 on OpenCritic.
Neo 2. Am I spelling it right? No.
NIOH.
That's a no. An 85.
An 85? All right.
And the first one is an 88.
That might be the one I was thinking of. Might be the first one. Either way.
I really don't know. I really don't know.
This is what I'm saying. Like, it's all over the place in my head. If I hadn't played that demo. God damn it. Stupid demo. It's had 3 demos, though. And the thing is, like, I think I remember playing the Neo 1 demo, because they did a technical test demo before that game came out, and not really digging that too much, but then I played the final game and it was one of my favorite games of 2017. So
don't say that, Amy. Don't say that.
Oh my god, hell, it was like number 3 on my Game of the Year list in 2017, which, as we all know, had like 25 Game of the Years. I'm locking in. Are you ready? Okay. I'm going for it. You don't. I'll go first while you try and like figure it out. I'm nailing my cross. What is it? They're saying cross to the mast. Putting my score in and I'm locking it in. It's going in. It's gonna be an 83.
84.
Fair. You set myself up for that one. Oops.
X84. Extreme 84.
For some reason, the cursor goes weird, like further down on my Chromebook. Like that says to me, yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Yeah. So there we go. Final Fantasy, Strange of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. No idea when the reviews are going to drop, but it'll definitely be before the next podcast because it comes out on Friday. Am I going to play it? Eventually, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, if I can beat Elden Ring tonight, I don't know what I'm going to do. Have a nap.
I'm going to have a nap.
New Game Plus, baby. Let's go. Have a nap. 70 more hours of Elden Ring. No, definitely not. Like, I'm definitely ready for the end of this game.
Oh, Jesus. I
heard that.
You heard that?
Everybody just heard that.
Wow. Oh, I needed that.
Good.
Oh, I might sleep tonight.
Good.
Nothing worse than a neck that's a stiff neck.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you're comfortable. I think that's going to do it for the episode 296, I think. 296 of the Words About Games podcast. Should start putting the episode number at the end as well as the beginning.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, nothing like some games have been bought on Fantasy Critic. We'll talk about it when more points get added because like no games have come out for us in the past week, so there's not really much point doing a Fantasy Critic check-in. You can hold that rage in until next time. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Do you have any final words of wisdom or encouragement or spite?
No, but we're close to episode 300.
We are close to episode 300.
The 10th of April.
Everyone keeps going, what are you going to do for episode 300? And I keep pointing out. It's a news podcast. Gonna do the news. Like, I'm not going to hold a party for it. Like, what would I do? Imagine if I try to invite everybody who's ever been on the podcast back in for one like podcast. There's like fucking 12 people, man. Wouldn't even get through one story.
Steph's playing Elden Ring.
Katie Benz?
Stephanie.
Sterling. Yeah, they've been really enjoying.
Yeah. I've seen. I saw the video. She put out. Or they put out. My apologies.
Yeah. It's cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
It really was.
Glad they're having fun with it. I think we're out. That's it. We're done.
We're out.
Get the fuck out of here.
Peace out.
Peace out, internet. I'm gonna go and try and beat Elden Ring. I've got to get up early tomorrow though. Ooh.
Pray, if you can, pray for Scott Hall, everybody. Pray for Scott Hall.
Do that. Say bye, Moody.
Bye.